Okay. Hi, Amanda.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Hey, so I picked you up from our queue today because it said that you had some questions about health sciences. So can you tell me a little bit about yourself and what your background is so I know what we got to do to get you set?
Yes, so I'm actually a science teacher and I'm wanting to do something in health sciences to kind of leave that field. I was looking more towards like dental hygiene, maybe
Okay.
to
Okay.
pursue, and I just needed to know a little bit more about it.
Okay. So you are currently a science teacher, so you already have a degree. Do you have like bachelor's and master's, or are you just the certified with the bachelor's?
Yeah, I'm just certified with a bachelor's. I was
Okay.
looking at my credits that I've already taken, and it looks like I probably still need A and P one and two.
Okay. Those are requirements for, and thanks for looking into the program already. So you've seen a few things. Um, Tell me a little more about what you might know about our program. Do you know how you actually get in? Because sometimes people come into our program and think they just declare they want to be dental hygiene and we wave a wand and now you're in the program, and it's not exactly that simple. So tell me if you have any background with it.
I don't.
Okay.
That's why I was kind of calling in today just
Okay.
to see all the steps that I needed to take to actually start the program.
Okay. Later on, I'll share a screen with you, but we'll just talk generally real quick right now about what might work for you because having a science background will definitely help you in a few things, and it gets you through some of the prerequisites that you would need to have. Like one of the prerequisites is a learning frameworks class. You won't need that because you've already proven that you can do college level work. You need English Composition 1, but if you have a bachelor's in the state of Texas, I know you already have that. You need your speech credit, your language, philosophy, creative arts, culture credit. Um, you'll need to be math TSI complete, but you've completed a bachelor's, so I know that you are. And then you get into some of the more required classes, like for dental hygiene, it's going to be anatomy and physiology 1, anatomy and physiology 2. Um, you're going to need microbiology because, when you're scraping teeth, you definitely want to get all the germs off. Um, and and then you'll need medical terminology. Um, but all of these classes need to be completed before you actually apply to our program. You must do a second application before we get set in there. Um, the application process is pretty straightforward. Each of the grades of your classes applies to points towards getting in. So traditionally, an A is 10 points, a B is 7 points, and a C is 4 points. Um, Dental hygiene is extremely competitive. They only let in about 25 a year, and it's rigorous. They know that they're going to get and demand really good scores from both the entrance exam that we'll require later when you finish prereqs and your prereq grades. As a matter of fact, in the dental hygiene program that we have, they will only let you retake a science class one more time. So you get a total of 2 times to take it before you can actually, they would say, well, maybe another idea would be better for you. Have you looked at any of the other health science programs that we have, or what is it that
Um,
you really are looking forward to in working in health science?
no, I haven't looked into any other ones. I'm just really wanting to get out of teaching and do
Okay.
something that maybe can get me to retirement.
Okay.
And that's not going to take me years and years and years to get another degree in.
Okay. Um,
So you were saying that I could retake, like, I've done a chemistry, but if I
okay.
scored a C in it, I can retake it
Yes,
possibly before
yes, you
I
could
apply,
definitely
correct?
retake that and try to increase your points on that. Some of the other areas that we have that might be interesting, I mean, because it's so competitive, I hate for you to feel like this is all or nothing, that you can't get any other career out of this, and if it's over or you didn't get selected that year, that you have no other choices. You really do. In our health science applications, you can apply to up to 3 programs at a time. So dental hygiene can be your first choice, but we have other programs out there that might work for you too. Your education background might be really good in either physical therapy assistant or occupational therapy assistant, because uh, you can actually still get jobs in those in the education system, but you're no longer a teacher. You're more of a contract worker where you go in and work with the special needs students at as needed basis. So you're no longer the one in charge of the class and having to do the grading and having to plan the lessons. You're just the one providing the treatment and care through the school system. And I could see where they would really like someone with an educational background and experience who knows what they're needing from that. So you would have all of the prerequisites for occupational therapy and physical therapy, save for a specific psychology class in those two. So that might be something to consider as you progress through your plan, if you decide you want to have that kind of option open. Um, you would also be able to apply to respiratory care if all you did was the prereqs for dental hygiene. Some of the other prereqs would require math, college algebra, if you were trying to become a sonographer and be the sonography tech that we have. So depending on what your background looks like with your math, if you finished a different math, say statistics or something that finished your math requirement, um, for your science teacher, then maybe you might have to add a math in there, but we'll look closer into that. And like I said, that doesn't have to be a today decision. It's just something that you might keep in the back of your mind as you go through the programs and decide maybe you want to broaden your horizons on some of the other things. But you definitely have a lot of options that will get you into healthcare and different types of healthcare. So at dental hygiene, obviously you would work in a dentist's office. Is that kind of the place that you want to work? Do you feel most comfortable in an office setting, or would you be okay if it became something like a hospital situation?
Yeah, so I would think that I really don't want to work with um, like blood or,
Okay.
you know, be wiping people or anything like that. So,
Right.
I may look into, PTA sounds
Hmm.
good. I may look into that and do some research. I have a question. Can these
Sure.
classes be taken online?
Some of them can, some of them cannot. The
Okay.
ones that require laboratory classes like Anatomy and Physiology 1 and Anatomy and Physiology 2 are for the most part in person, because they're really important that you get that information, and it's part of the entrance exam that you'll be taking when you actually apply to get into the program. We give something called a TEAS test to get into the program, and it's pretty heavily science based. I mean, you're going to be excited that you have a science background and a chemistry background, because that's something that comes up on that test quite a bit. It will also then test you on your reading ability, your language usage, and your math. So the score on that will determine whether you make it into the program or not. Um, but I think this is definitely going to be a really good fit for you with what you have and the experience you have. Um, I think you would probably do better in the clinic setting maybe than a hospital, because you never know what you're going to get in the hospital, and it sounds
Right.
like you might like something that's more 9 to 5 rather than emergency or crisis intervention or anything like that. But definitely physical therapy would be something that you make appointments for, that you know what's coming every most of the time because it's a planned meeting. But like I said, you could also use the experience you've already gotten to get a little further with that. Let's see. Tell me about what times of day you might be able to do in-person classes. Do you have
Yeah,
anything that's going to
so
hold you off?
yes, I have kids at home.
Okay.
They go to school during the day, and I do work during the day. So I would have to have nighttime classes,
Okay.
and maybe possibly like depending on if my husband was home, I would have to see about childcare.
Okay. Okay, so you do have some support at home, but it might become an issue later. It's something for us to consider as we go forward in what we're working on for you. And we do have some night classes in the anatomy and physiology. I would caution you because of the popularity of our programs, you would probably want to try to register as early as possible with every registration session because our anatomy and physiology fills up the fastest of all of the courses at our campus. The other things that will fill up really quickly are like medical terminology, all the ones that everyone must take to get into all of those programs. I mean, we have, nursing who will be trying to get into those situations with you, and we'll have like sonography and radiography, all of us trying to get into the same classes. It fills up fast. So you seem like a kind of planner type of person, so put that in your plan ahead of time when you check the college calendar. Make sure you understand when registration times open up so that you can get what you need. Because when you have specific course needs, like they need to be night classes, those are always the ones that fill up the fastest. And it would just be much better for you to be on top of it than to have to wait until maybe something opens for you. Okay, so do you need to be full-time or part-time?
Probably part-time.
Okay, so
Okay.
part-time for us is anything under 12 hours. And if you're using financial aid for it, um, there may be they might not pay for every or 100% depending on how few classes you take. And if you only take one class, they might not pay for anything. So as long as you understand what your funding looks like too, that shouldn't be an issue for you.
Well, if I don't have like I don't qualify for financial aid, can I make
Okay.
payments or
Yes,
how does
yes.
that work?
Our business office has a payment arrangement, and I can get you set up with them when we're done making your schedule.
Okay,
Because
thank
we
you.
can make a schedule for you today. Are you ready for
Yes,
that?
yes, I am.
Okay. Well, then we'll start looking at when and where things go on for here in just a second. But by the end of this session, you're going to have a schedule and you're going to be a real college student again.
Awesome. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's awesome or a little worried. I haven't been in school.
No, there's never, you can always write a new chapter for your life and you decide what it is. You're holding the pen.
That's true.
All
Yes.
right. All right, my friend. Well, let's take a look at that, what we're going to do for your schedule, and then we'll get you set up with the business office so you can ask about payments. And do you need any help getting like your ID made or anything like that?
Yes, I need a new ID.
Okay.
And then also too, after we do the schedule, can we print it? Can you
Yes,
print
the office that
or where
helps
do I go
you
to
with
get it? I mean,
they'll help you look into your AC Connect on your
okay.
registration hub because there's ways to access it electronically, but we can also have it printed for you.
Okay,
Okay?
perfect.
All
Okay.
right, my friend. Well, I'm gonna turn this off for just a second and then we will get you set up, okay?
Perfect. Thank you so
All
much.
right. No problem.